Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sanjay Chincholikar, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formula for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry veteran on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Sanjay Chincholikar. He has had a remarkable career journey of nearly 4 decades in various facets of manufacturing operations, project management, engineering operations, marketing, maintenance, quality control, and general management. At present, holding the position of Senior Vice President, Operations and Business Head for Rigid Packaging and Technical Films at a prominent continuous process organization that specializes in manufacturing plastic films on a large scale, he bears the responsibility for overseeing operations with a substantial revenue of rupees 2,000 crore. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders. We appreciate your willingness to share your knowledge and engage in this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to begin with, Mr. Chincholikar, our viewers would like to know about your career journey in brief.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Panchali. I am basically a mechanical engineer as well as having graduation in the commerce. So it's a dual degree and then added qualification in sales and marketing. So I am an MBA in marketing also. I would not hesitate to name the organizations where I have been working and where at the moment I am working. So I started my career with a pharmaceutical industry, which is a Lupin Laboratories, as a project engineer because my core competency area was mechanical engineering. I worked there for 4 years and then I have joined an organization which is named as Cosmo Films Ltd. A year ago, the name has been changed to Cosmo First Limited. So Cosmo Film Limited has been an organization started in 1980 in India, where I joined working for 4 years in the Lupin Laboratory. And I'm there for almost more than 36 years. It's a continuous process industry making packaging film. It's an Indian multinational company. So we have a setup in Korea, we have a setup in United States, and this has been the first company in India to make a certain special BOPP film, which is called as a biaxially oriented polypropylene film. So this has been the pioneer in India in 1980. At the moment, I am handling operations as well as I am a business head for one of the verticals, which is called as rigid packaging and technical film. So that's all about my career in brief. In addition to these qualifications, I am a certified energy manager also. I have other management degrees and I am also the alumni of IIM Ahmedabad.
Mr. Sanjay, thank you for the excellent start to this interview. It's an honor to interact with someone who exudes such a strong corporate personality. So continuing our conversation, our viewers would like to know, as you have worked across domains, have you ever faced problems switching between them? If yes, then how did you overcome them?
Yeah, in fact, this is one of the biggest problems. If you see the Indian culture, if you see the Indian education background and the employees who are working in a private industry, they have a lot of resistance to change their functions within organizations. They are reluctant because the human psychology is people prefer to be in a comfortable zone, and once you get a different role, you are scared that will I be successful in that? Am I starting from the zero again? So what I have done in last 5 years, so maybe it is waste of time like this. But To be honest, because of my dual degree, because of my qualification in sales and marketing, and basically my interest, which I have shown in the organization. I'm talking, I started my career in 1984, where situation was totally different. And changing a function itself was an opportunity which people were not ready to avail. So the only way I could sustain was, the first is the mental acceptance. You need to accept any change, because for me, change is only the constant in the world. If you resist it, you have a problem. So I decided in my career that I will go ahead and accept the assignment, because that I took it as a learning opportunity. Most of the people, because technology gets obsolete, you cannot be a technical expert in the career and work for 30, 40 years. So I thought, when technical knowledge is going to get obsolete, why not to try different functions and become a multitasking person? So what was necessity? The first thing was the mental preparation, that yes, I myself is prepared. Second most important thing is, I have worked for all the functions in the organization. My core competency area has been engineering, project management, sales, marketing, but I have been given an opportunity to handle research and development, quality control, manufacturing, and while doing this, I have continued my studies. For example, today we are here. I have done a course of independent director. The last degree I have taken in packaging, which was 1 year ago. So I have been for 40 years. I have been continuously learning, continuously studying. So whenever I got a different function, I took a course, because in today's environment, you have many courses available online. If you really want the knowledge, it is very easy to get that knowledge. So I continued with my studies. That has helped me upgrade, and that has helped me stay with the young generation. Today, if you ask me by heart, I am maybe 20-year-old. By age, just forget it. Whether it is digitization, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is machine learning, whether it is IoT, I have tried to take interest and keep myself updated. So I would advise people two things. First is mentally accept it, because it's a world of multitasking. A specialist will get obsolete, because the digitization will make people obsolete very fast. So if you have a multitasking skill, it helps you a lot. Plus, you become a thinking becomes broader. Different functions, different assignments will teach you different things. And one of the most helpful thing I can tell you, I can share with you without any hesitation is, I have been traveling extensively. I have been handling sales marketing in the export as well as in India. So for maybe 15 years, I was traveling 20, 25 days in a month. And when you travel, you learn everything. You learn career, you learn life, you learn everything. So all these things have helped me, first of all, to become a good human being. That is how I could manage. I could manage it with my main attitude, my own attitude, and upgrading myself with the studies, with the additional knowledge in different functions. And it is easy. Once you mentally accept it, it is easy, it is enjoyable. It is better not to change an organization and take the assignments in one organization. You can see the how organization grows, what happens in 30, 35 years, because changing organization will give you a exposure only to a different culture, not to your knowledge or not to your career. So to summarize, keep updating knowledge, be prepared mentally, be flexible. Attitude is everything. We should not worry about what will happen. We should go with the present, look at everything as an opportunity in life. And if I can tell you, studies have helped me. They may not help today. For example, if I am taking a certain course today, I don't know when it will be helpful to me in my career. May not be useful today, but sometime, somewhere, it will help. Thank you.
Interesting. Really interesting. That leads us to my next question. Which is the biggest feat you have achieved so far in your professional life?
Yeah. So, if you first, I would like to explain you on my personal level, then I will go on the organizational level. The first thing what I could achieve is to become a good human being. We have a subject going on ESG. I have started my career with a pharmaceutical company which was having a very stringent social or environmental governance regulations, etc. All these things have been practiced by me since the beginning of my career. And today's organization is a continuous process organization, which is a 24 hours. If you, I am very happy to share with you, I am with this organization for 37 years, and we have never stopped our manufacturing plant for a single day in 37 years. Whether it is a festival, whether it is a Republic Day, Independence Day, because it's a continuous process, we run the plant continuously, and then you understand what is the value of the people, what are the efforts they are required to put in. So first, it is I have become a good human being because of virtue of my association with these two organizations. Becoming a good human being in the career in a manufacturing industry or any business, it is very important for you to learn the people management skill, because your technical knowledge, your technical expertise will get obsolete, or your academic background will be helpful to you only for 10 years in your career. Beyond that, as you grow, you need to become a good people manager. Now, good people manager, nobody can define it in a one sentence, but becoming a good human being helps you become a good people manager. So I am a very good people manager. I have had three products which has been conceptually established in India. Those products, they were only used in the America, in the Europe. They were environmental friendly product, and it took me a lot of time in India to establish those products. And that has been the greatest achievement which I took, because it took me almost 3 years for each product to convince the people on the environment protection, on the value of the product. So commercializing, conceptualizing, or selling a concept in India was not easy. Being a country which is almost 50 years back, if we say we are behind 50 years, if we compare United States. So imitation was the philosophy. Everybody was trying to copy, everybody was trying to copy product, and people were not interested in innovation because that was not a need. If you say need, if there is a phrase, need is the mother of invention, I can tell you need is the mother of everything. So I took it as a challenge and established key products in country which were a concept selling. So managing people, I am the person, for example, the plants which continuous process plant which I am working, I am only the person in the country who has installed 10 plants in last 35 years for this, which is a German technology, very highly critical, very difficult product to make. So these have been my feet, which I can feel. To be honest, I have never used in my life I. Today, unfortunately, in the interview, I am forced to do that. I always go by we. The greatest quality I have is a zero ego. I have absolutely no ego, down to earth. So this has been my great learning or great achievement. That I can tell you. So it has
Amazing.
for me it has been always we. I believe in creating leaders. I don't believe in creating followers. You become a leader when you don't worry about your own growth. When you worry about the growth of subordinates, then automatically you become a leader. You don't need any qualification to become a leader.
Amazing, amazing, Mr. Sanjay. So now that we have discussed your career journey, your professional pursuits, roles, and responsibilities, let's move on to the subject of corporate governance and ESG. So, how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. In fact, as I touched that subject, I started my career with a pharmaceutical company, which is a very well-known company worldwide, Lupin Laboratories, which has been exporting the material to America, to Europe, even in the year 1983 when I joined them. Now, those days also, the developed countries were having the regulations on the compliance to be done for a pharmaceutical medicine. It was very critical. So the day when I joined that company, I got exposed to these things. Now that has become in my blood, because most of the compliance or most of the regulations, they are towards the treating people well. The basic difference, if you see between the developed country and India, America, Europe, people prefer first and foremost qualities, they treat people well. Human life is more important for them, which in India is lacking. So compliance, regulation, because it adds to the safety, and I automatically got the interest development into that field. In 1980, if you see all these journeys, they have started in 1980. Yeah, at that time, it was EHS, Environmental, Health and Safety. 1990, it went to Corporate Sustainability. In 2000, it came to CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. See, in the end, people wanted to do the compliance on social, environmental, and corporate governance, but the names were different. So, journey really in India started in 1980, early 1980 itself, when the environmental health and safety was followed. 1990, corporate sustainability came. Now, sustainability is very simple. Sustainability is we need to maintain an environment or a planet so that the way we are living today, it is very simple sustainability. The future generation should be able to live that way. Now, to do that, economy is growing, you need to add manufacturing facility, consumption is growing, gas emission is increasing, but technology has helped to bring this in control if you focus on it. So real focus started coming in 1980 itself. But most of the time it was for the compliance. It was to fulfill the regulation, not for the ultimate motto was profit. So as I was following this, after 2000, honestly, to be very honest, I started getting the interest in this field on ESG. One of the great achievements which we had discussed in 39 years, I have done maybe 30 different projects, greenfield projects. And I am very happy to tell everyone with a zero accident. You can imagine in 1984, today there are various equipments to do the civil activities, mechanical activities. Those days it was manual. But my first philosophy in the organization, by virtue of my bosses, I would give that credit to my bosses those days who were IIT, IIM educated in 1984, and they taught us do whatever the first is safety of a human being. So that was out of my interest, out of my passion, following CSR. Because I was connected with engineering, I was connected with utilities, pollution control board norm, environmental, but I have in my life not done it for compliance or regulation. I have done it with the help to the society because see, you are emitting a carbon, you are emitting a gas, which is not good for the society or community surrounding you. You have a lot of problems. If you neglect any issue, business is going to have manufacturing setup is going to have a problem. So it is not only for the society, it is for the big business. Most of the time people look at it as a business sustainability, but we are looking now in the ESG, we are looking at it as a planet sustainability. So this is how I got the interest. Fortunately, the Lupin Laboratories was a very big organization. My today's organization, we have said 2,000 crore. Now this year we are going to achieve a 3,500 crore. It's a big organization where corporate governance and you see ESG and corporate governance, you cannot separate. If there is no governance, you have no environmental or social contribution to your business. So this is how I got the interest developed, and then I also started studied. I also one of the course which I am the first certified energy manager by Government of India in the year 2000, which is certified by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. They started certifying the energy auditors in the. It was coming out of the CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. They started this initiative that all the managers who are associated with energy intensive organizations, if they take this certification, they would be preferred in a public sector unit. So out of interest, I did it because I was interested in CSR, and so that course has helped me bring down the energy consumption. If you reduce the energy, if you monitor, manage the energy properly, automatically you take care of all the gas emissions and all other problems. So to be honest, it is out of interest, out of the humanity and helping nation. Because like in ESG, we say people, planet, and profit. The best philosophy. If you care for these three things in the business, I can tell you in a long term, company can make a much better profit than what company can do without neglecting it. You can neglect it, short term you may get a benefit, but long term it is not going to help. Because today, if you see the competition, if you see the digitization, making a brand is very easy on through advertising, through publicity, but long-term sustainability of a business or an organization would depend upon what is your ESG scoring, what are the activities you are really doing, not only for compliance and show it into your financial reports or to the public, what really you are doing. And if you see countries moving towards that, because the great thing which has happened is the investors have also started assessing their investment based on the ESG score and corporate governance score. So that is how it is to summarize. It is out of the interest, out of my attitude to take care of society, people, and ultimately the country.
Fantastic, Mr. Sanjay.
By virtue of, see, I first time I traveled out of India was 1989. I went to Germany in 1989 and I saw the difference between the culture, the countries, and I have been frequently traveling after that. In from 89 to 94, maybe I have traveled 35 times. And that has given me an outlook that has changed my attitude towards the people, towards the business, because I was seeing the industry working in the Germany and the way we were working. So tried to learn good things from the bosses, from the other cultures, from the other countries, and have been trying to practice it, trying to implement it.
Fantastic, Mr. Sanjay. So before we conclude our discussion on this subject, I would like to ask you, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
First, as I told you from the beginning itself, we need to be a good human. If you want to implement ESG and corporate governance, first thing is you need to be a good human being. Second, you need to treat people well at whatever level they are in the organization, because organization is made of all the people working, including a sweeper in the organization, a housekeeping guy in the organization. So we need to learn treating people well. As culture go is always a top-down approach in the culture, in the organization culture. Top people need to follow this very rigorously, very honestly. Education, see, generally, if you see the top level people are highly educated, they should make use of their education first in treating people well. Because I have seen a culture changing in the organization. I have tried to change culture in my functional area. What one thing I learned is people follow your action, because action speaks louder than words. If I don't walk the talk, just forget. People in front of you will follow what you said because you are a leader, you are their reporting manager, but behind that they will not. So my definition, we need to build the character in the people. To build the character in the people, first we need to build our own character. And the definition of character for me is very simple. What you do when nobody is looking at you is your character. It's a very simple definition. I believe I teach my team every day. I follow some of my subordinates. He will come to me. I will have a 10 minutes informal discussion on this kind of philosophy, which I have practically followed. Gender diversity is the most important thing we need to follow in the ESG and corporate governance background. Gender parity. For me, the females are more competent than males. I can tell you in my own experience. When they can fly an aeroplane, when they can go in the military, in the organization, it is very easy for them to perform. And I have seen females deliver at least 25 to 30 times more than a male person because they are short in numbers. Only I was just trying to study out of my interest why this happens, because less gossiping, less discussions, less people to interact, and they are equally talented. So we, for example, in our organization this year we have taken a target. We have at the moment 12% female employees. We want to take in 1 year's time it to 20%. So gender diversity and the involvement of female is one of the things in ESG. We need to have a very good control because of the digitization. If you see, the cyber security is very important to avoid the data theft, to avoid the corruption or anything. We need to have a very good control in the organization. And again, what I have seen is you may find one or two elements out of thousand. They are not in line with what you are targeting or what is your objective, but still you can have a control on that. So having a control on the data security as well as the people's integrity is more important. Third thing is we need to educate people. We need to create awareness about the ESG. ESG keeping at top level doesn't help. It has to go down. Companies, normally big organizations or any organization, they will make a lot of rules, regulations. They will publish a book. They will put it on their net, intranet, and they will ask people. But no, training helps a lot. Training with example, explaining people what are the advantages of this, what is our role as a citizen, good citizen of India, or as a good employee. What happens? For example, one of the safety. I have seen there was a lapse of safety in the organization, and very simple thing I have implemented. Safety organization was having a lot of things. We will have an ambulance, we will have an hospital tied up, we will do this, we will do that. I was thinking all this is leading to an assumption that accident is going to happen. Agree, accident may happen because accident is accident. But is this really going to help? And one simple thing I have started telling people, keep one thing in mind. I used to tell employees, workers who are working on the machines, I used to tell them a very simple philosophy. I told them, safety we cannot enforce. I cannot tell you work safely. It is your attitude, it is your responsibility. If you follow, if you have an attitude that I will not do unsafe work, accidents will not happen. And the next logic I used to give them was, I am not telling this in the interest of organization or in the interest of business, company's work will stop. I am telling you, you have 10 people in your family which are dependent on you. For them, please work safely. So these kind of small, sometimes an emotional appeal also helps us. So these are certain basic values. It has, and we should not do it for the compliance or regulation only. That tick mark this, we have done this, we have done this, we have done. No, I have a team. I am handling an ESG project for last 6 years. Oh, it's an informal way we have started doing that. Let us monitor greenhouse emission. What can we do? Today, our plants are zero water discharge. Whatever effluent is coming out of plant, whatever water is coming out of plant, we are treating it. We are either using it for gardening or we are using it for the process. So initial investment, but long term, it helps a lot to the company. Another area, what I have seen, whatever practices we follow in the organization, we have almost 2,500 employees. Those 2,500 employees, they learn from those action, and when it goes to their families, at least we are changing the mindset of 15, 20,000 people. So this is it is very simple. If you just want to follow it, you can do it. Not for, but again, we have to always keep in mind people, planet, and profit. We cannot put profit at number one. The moment profit is at number one, it is gone. Your all the initiatives and objective meaning is gone to them. And anything which is not meaningful, people will not follow. People are very intelligent. Thank you.
Rightly said, Mr. Sanjay. So moving along, here is my next for you. What are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? That is A. And B is, what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, Web 3.0, big data, etc.?
Very good question for me, because this morning I was in a conference and I had a same question in the conference to be answered. So well prepared for this question. For example, as I told you, in our current organization, when we started, we were pioneer in India for making a BOPP film. Now, those days, the first plant which has come to India was having the capacity is specified in terms of kilos per hour output of the plastic. So those days, the first plant which has come to India was having a 200 kilos per hour capacity, and the machine speed was 75 meters per minute. The machine speed is specified in meters per minute. Today, we have a 12-meter machine running at a 600 meters per minute capacity, and the per hour output is 12 tons, 12,000 kilos per hour. So one of the change what I have seen is in the equipment design, changes in the equipment design. And here design means I'm talking about mechanical and electrical part of the equipment. I'm not talking about the digitization yet. Second important thing which has come is I have seen a different raw material. If you see one of the best organization in India, I can tell you, is the Reliance Industries. Our raw material is coming from Reliance Industries. Since last 30 years, we never stopped our plant because of want of raw material. So the kind of service and the kind of quality that organization is making is a world class. So these things coming in has helped economy, has helped India grow very fast. Before Reliance, we were forced to bring the raw material from the Europe or Middle East. Managing inventory was difficult, quality issues were there. So availability of raw material, change in the equipment technology, upgrades in the designs of the machine, the various, for example, we were the first company to get the ISO certification in 1992, and we were the first company in the world to get the ISO certification in the BOPP film industry. So these certifications, those days helped us build the system. If do not have a certification, it is very difficult on your own to make the systems in the organization. So those things have helped us. We are a BRC certified. We are the AIB. AIB is called as the American Institute of Baking. If you want to supply a film which is used for food packaging, you need to have this certification. So we have been exporting since 1994 and one of the largest exporter of India. We sell to almost 98 countries, and that is how we become multinational or Indian multinational. Second major change I have seen, machines have gone from machine control now to process control. Earlier, you were forced to set the parameter to make a certain product of the machine. Now you don't need to do that. You just need to put in the process parameter. Machines will automatically adjust their own parameter. So IoT, the basic change has started coming from Internet of Things because of the lot of instrumentation availability, cutting edge technology. Because these plants they require a control, not centralized. They need a decentralized. It should be on the spot. Today, in 1990 or 95, if you ask me if there is a problem in the machine, people will call you. Sir, there is a problem in the machine and what should we do? Then sir at the night will say, do this, do that. Today, the digitization, IoT, machine learning, these things are telling you on the screen. This is the problem because of this plant has stopped. So efficiencies has gone up. Wastage has gone down. A lot of in-house wastage has gone down. Earlier, we were able to recycle hardly 10% of the waste produced inside. Today, if we want, we can recycle 30% within the plant. So this is all the development of the technology. IoT, machine learning, blockchain technology, this is the future, I can tell you. Robotic in the manufacturing industry is playing a big role. Robotic is bringing in a lot of safety, which is must for the manufacturing organization because the processes are difficult. People are exposed to a lot of difficult activities. So robotic is playing a big role. Today, if you see all the automobile cars, two persons in a Mercedes or BMW car assembly factory, if somebody visit or somebody see a video, there are only two persons who are in the plant physically available and car is assembled automatically by robot, tested everything and car comes out. So first person is only watching what is happening and second person is taking out car for the physical test. This is the future. Technology will become, equipment technology will become obsolete very fast. So we need to have a outlook that capital investment is not going to last for 20 years, 25 years. The life cycle cost of the machine or life cycle investment would be hardly for the 10 years, because you will become obsolete in terms of efficiency, in terms of your cost structure, in terms of your energy management every year. But the next 2 or 3 years, the AI, machine learning, Internet of Things, blockchain, this is going to change the environment substantially. People will not be even able to imagine. I have also attended before my session in the conference. There was a lecture by a Reliance Geo, Dr. Shailesh, on the artificial intelligence, and he had the same opinion that in next 5 years the entire outlook will change. What is artificial intelligence is not a very big giant or ghost. It is very simple. We are using many things. For example, a self-drive car. It's not a dream now. It is very easy for the technology to do that. So in the industry, lot of changes will happen. Engineers will have to upgrade their own knowledge. They cannot come out of the institute and say, I will work for 30 years. Their knowledge will be enough for the 5 years. So they need to continuously upgrade them. This is what I see. But I see the good thing. The good thing is the energy consumption is going down, so greenhouse gas emission is going down. The people are focusing responsibly on the ESG and corporate governance. Because of digital technology, corporate governance has also become easy and the controllable. So a lot of good change is happening. But we are still far behind even China. In terms of manufacturing industry, we are far behind. We are 25, 30 years behind. But I am sure because of the Make in India initiative, people are now taking interest in the manufacturing industry investment, and we will grow. In 5 years, we will have a very different country on a good side. Thank you.
That was really insightful of you, Mr. Sanjay. Okay, so this brings us to the last question of the session, and here it is. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of industry giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
Simple first one sentence. There cannot be a noble or excellent initiative than this. I can tell you, they are not only helping nation, they are helping world. It looks very, to a person who is not knowledgeable or who is not having an attitude of appreciating, it looks a very small thing to do, but it's a very big thing they are doing. I can tell you, people in the financial world, they say money makes money. Similarly, knowledge makes knowledge. If we share knowledge, today I am talking to you, I can tell you tomorrow my knowledge level will be much better. Because I am learning from you also. I am learning your gesture. I am learning your expression. I am learning the way you are handling this interview. So the moment, for example, my competition, I have a relationship with my competitor, the colleagues. We may not share the trade secrets or the technology, but the activities like ESG, corporate governance, there is no harm in sharing. If I share certain things, good things I am doing, I get back. I believe in philosophy, give and take. I don't believe in a philosophy, take and give. The moment you start sharing, I have been doing this. I used to meet colleagues, I have been practically following. And what your institute and what these people are doing, it is not easy. Connecting so many people now has become easy because of the digitization. Otherwise, it was impossible. So sharing these things, good practices, I can tell you, will increase the speed of compliance, increase the speed of growth. The speed of the change will be fast. It will be very easy for people to learn from each other. And the moment you share your knowledge, you get something back. Your knowledge goes up. And in the end, if we have an attitude of really helping our organization, really helping people and country, like I told you, people, planet, profit. If this is a very simple, if a person keeps this philosophy in mind, that whatever I am doing when I wake up in the morning and I go out, I will look at people, I will take care of planet, I will then take care of the business and profit. Because for me, profit is the result of taking care of people and planet. If you manage people well, if you manage planet well, profit is going to come. Because most of the time you need not even need to focus on the result. Your process helps you achieve a result. If your process is right, you will have a right result. So what Mr. Pathan and other people are doing, let me be very honest. I will fold my hands. They are doing a noble cause. Not, I cannot explain them because if you want, a complete book can be written on what they are doing. So it's an excellent initiative, and it will help a nation lot.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you once again, Mr. Sanjay, for joining us today, and we wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded your understanding and enriched your mind.